channel Tarot Reading with Shaista. Taurus, hi. This is going to be a reading for you today starting the 23rd to the 30th of November 2020. And I shall be taking a look at your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. I will then close the reading off by pulling out an oracle card from right here, which will serve you as a message from the universe. Alright, so the decks I'm using today is the Afro Goddess Tarot Arcana deck by Andrea Furtek, and I'm using the Oracle deck, which is the Healers of the Earth Oracle deck by Mandy Peterson. Alright, let's start. We're starting off this reading with the first earth sign, which is Taurus. I'd like to let some of you know that these are general readings, what we do for you here, and they may not always resonate with you, because this could be for you, your person, or the situation you're in, or even a vice versa energy for some of you who are cross-watching for the zodiac. So just take in what resonates with you and let the rest go. That's the simple advice. And if you're looking at a personal reading with me, please feel free to contact me via email for all the information, my prices, the charges, etc. You can just email me for all of that. I have mentioned that in the description box below. So now, let's start reading for Taurus for the week 23rd to the 30th of November 2020. All right, from what I see, the overall energy for today's reading for this week, Taurus, is the Seven of Cups. You have certain choices, certain decisions that you need to prioritize and make clearly, and you will have to make those significant choices. You'll have to pick what works for you in your current situation. Let's see what it is. In the recent past, you have the Two of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Goddess of Cups. The Goddess of Cups is the Queen of Cups. So what I'm thinking is that you've had to make some very stern choices in love. In a relationship, you probably had a lot going on, perhaps a choice between two people. One probably being someone who you are tied up with currently, and the other could be someone from outside that circle. So it could be an extramarital affair that you decided to have at some point, or it could be a choice between two people you're in love with, or who are you interested in. And from what I can see is that you've just kind of looked within. Something wasn't feeling right. You used your mind, you used your past experiences, you thought a lot over it, and I think you went into this mode of like your inner consciousness and trying to see what makes sense, what's the right thing to do. And I think you definitely went through a phase like that. That's where I guess the Seven of Cups shows up, about the choices and about the priorities that one needs to make depending on our situation. So something happened in the past where you were forced to make those choices for the better good, for you, for the people around you, for your family perhaps, or just the mutual interests of people who you were involved with. In your current situation, I see you have the Magician, the Judgment card, and you have the Nine of Cups. Very clearly, the Magician here talks about someone who I think is you here, who holds all the cards. You're someone who can decide how you want to make things work. It's all in your hands. If you want to make one particular relationship work and the other not work, again, it's your decision. How you take things, how you kind of direction yourself right now in these relationships is completely in your hands. Very clearly, it's not in anyone else's hands. You can call the shots. And at the same time, you have decided to make those judgments and your choices, and move forward based on those judgments that you have made or those decisions you've made. Again, with the Seven of Cups, you're clearly saying that you have prioritized certain things, keeping your emotions in check, your practical side in check, and you've made an overall good, stable decision. I also see the Nine of Cups, where you are just trying to be content with what you have, trying to acknowledge where you are and how blessed you are, and how things can work for you in your present situation. You have worked that out, what gives you the maximum stability, and I think that's what you're focusing on currently. In the near future or in the immediate future, I see the Son of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. I see the Empress, and I see the God of Swords, the King of Swords. I definitely see you getting some kind of an information, or someone trying to, communicate something with you in terms of offering you some love, or offering you something. But I think you will look at in a very holistic way, in a nurturing way. If you're already married, you will think about your kids, your family, your future, their stability. So you will look at it in a very with a motherly instinct. Your choices will not be just based out of your inner needs, or things like that. You will definitely communicate very strongly. You also have a very strong person, I see, going forward. Again, those choices seem to be carrying on, because it's not going to just leave you like that. I see that this one person who's offering you that emotional connect, who you are also drawn towards, is going to continue to try and pursue you. And at the same time, you have this other person in your life who is extremely dominating, who's very fierce, who kind of puts his point across. So I think you are stuck between, it does happen sometimes where one does get caught in a situation where you have feelings for two people at the same time. I don't know how that's possible, but personally, but I do know people who are in situations like that, where you are scared to hurt either party, right? So I see that you're in that predicament right now, and going through a lot of things. But very clearly, what I can say to you is that you have to make those choices. If you still haven't, then you are bound to make those choices for the better good. All right, so that's what I see for you here, Taurus, for this week of 20th to the 23rd to the 30th of November 2020. Let's quickly move on and see what the oracle cards have to say to you. What's the message from the universe? Messages for Taurus for the week of 23rd to the 30th of November 2020. What's the message for Taurus from the universe? Like I said, I think the choices that you will make on the whole, Taurus, are very, very practical choices for the better good, right? That's what I said. So what I see you doing here is a lot of breakthroughs, increased self-awareness, looking into your own, trying to get aware of what really matters to you, what's practical. And I think there's a lot of learning and understanding that you will have to, you will probably come across. You will see surprises, you will see a new side to someone. You will realize that there is stability on one side. I think this will just help you kind of make those choices that you need to make. I also see cleansing, a lot of purification, a kind of relaxing, detoxifying, releasing all your pent-up emotions. I think I see a release for that. I see you probably trying to clear the air, breathe clearly, so that it helps you see clearly. You want to kind of you need that vacation perhaps, or you needed to purify yourself from all of the clutter that was going on in your mind. And I definitely see that as a message from the universe too, that you probably need to declutter your head. When I talk about the breathing room, I do see that you have been quite stifled in these choices that you've had to make, and the kind of a relationship you're in right now is quite stifling from the one you actually want but you're not able to make, like I said, looking at the bigger good, right? So I think, Taurus, what you really need to understand here is that even the oracle cards are saying that the message from the universe for you very clearly is that you need that freedom of movement, space, to think clearly, to do what you want, to think about yourself for a change. And I think ease off, because I think you have been very stressed out in your immediate situation, and I think that little bit of a break is needed for you. So that's what I see for you, Taurus, for this week. I will now see you next week. All right. Till then, do take care and stay safe.